Alright, so this is going to be my submission for AGDQ2021 of New Super Lucky Sale 90%. I'm also gonna be playing alongside, so yeah. The game starts kinda like Sunshine, so we'll have to watch this unskippable cutscene at the beginning. It's like 2.5 minutes long. Same thing as Sunshine though, we allow the use of a fact file that allows us to start after the cutscene. But yeah, for now we sit here. Since this is a marathon, I will not be using the hack file. Essentially, a cutscene shows us the plot of the game. Plot's pretty simple. Essentially, you have two groups. You have the Guardians, which are the foxes, that are guarding the Book of Ages, which is some magic book or something. And then you have the kitty litter, which are the bad guys, and they want the book or something. Eventually, the kitty litter finds the foxes, and the book tries to protect itself and just rips itself off. Just no more pages, rip. And it opens a portal as well, which sucks in all the kitty litter, so all of the cats and Lucky as well. So the idea is that Lucky gets sucked because he has to defeat the kitty litter and collect the pages that were scattered around. That's pretty much it. So the main collectible of the game are pages, but I'll talk about them later. So this game was released in 2019, exclusive for the Switch. It was released recently for PC, PS4 and Xbox. And it's supposedly a definitive version of Super Lucky Sale that was released a couple of years ago for PC and Xbox, I think, as well.
I don't know where that portal took him, but I know that Lucky is still out there.
So yeah, the definitive version has some like DLC that the original game had and some added mechanics as well. So it's overall a better experience.
But this isn't my story.
Of the game.
This is Lucky's tale.
But yeah, that's it for the intro cutscene. So we're sent to the first level immediately. The first level works kinda like a tutorial thing. It has some tutorial stuff, I guess, at the beginning. You have to do some small objectives to be able to open this door and progress. But the main glitch movement of the game allows us to skip this. So the main glitch movement of the game is bonk hopping. Bonk hopping is essentially bonking on a wall, or swiping and jumping, or jumping and swiping, and it's essentially an infinite jump towards walls. So we can use that to just skip this door entirely. Because of how this game works, you can buffer inputs, so it makes this tech not really hard. Makes it pretty easy, honestly, pretty trivial. Yeah, this is Mittens, the first boss fight of the game. He here tells us, oh yeah, I'm gonna be waiting or something. Don't even bother, I'm gonna destroy your blah blah blah. You know, boss stuff. The idea is that you have to get a certain amount of pages to be able to open its door and defeat him. Or defeat the boss fights, really. Each main level has 4 pages. All of them are awarded by doing something different inside the level. So for example, or not for example, sorry, you get awarded 1 by doing the main objective of the level. So in this case, putting all the tiki heads in the center. You get another one by getting 300 coins, another one by getting 5 letters that spell lucky, and another one that's just hidden randomly in the level. All the levels follow the same logic, so yeah. I got really bad enemy RNG, so I actually lost like 3 seconds or 4 even. They were really badly spread around. Don't hit me. Okay. Alright, so coins in this game, there's like 4 types of currencies, I wanna say. There's these small coins, and there's big coins that are worth 10. The small coins are worth 1. And the big coins are worth 10, then there's some red gems, small red gems that are worth 25, and then there's some big blue gems that are worth 50. That's just how it works. The route essentially will revolve around getting the bigger worth things. We enter this area because we need to get the hidden gem, so there's some coins there too that are pretty useful to get. So there's a glitch that can happen. That will despawn where you have to put in the last head, but it didn't happen this time, thankfully. Because the level was really bad, anyway. But yeah, if you get the glitch, you lose like 3 seconds, it's super annoying. I got really bad enemy RNG, as in like where the enemies were when I needed to kill them. So I'm glad I didn't get the glitch, because otherwise I would have lost a lot more time. But yeah, not a great level, but you know, that stuff can happen in marathons and stuff, so it's alright. Alright, so I'm gonna be quitting the game as soon as I get a loading screen and reopening it. This skips a cutscene that plays with mittens after the level, so we don't get to see that. It saves like, what, 6 or 7 seconds? Something like that, at least on my PC. So obviously it's a hardware thing. Alright, so we go into the second level. It's an auto runner. There's a few things that you can do to optimize this fight, but overall it's just an auto scroller. This fight, sorry, this level. You can use the homing attack to optimize certain things. So the homing attack, it's pretty useful because it's fast if you're far away, and Lucky homes into things that are far away. And he goes pretty fast, so yeah. Also, if you miss a letter here, it's over. If you miss a coin in this one in particular, because there's 2 auto runners that you'll see in the run, it's not the worst. There's a backup. There's backup coins, but missing a letter, it's over. You have to restart really the level. In the other auto runner, if you miss a coin, it's over, pretty much. I'm gonna be quitting again because, but not for the same reason. This time I'm not skipping a cutscene, but I'm breaking the cutscenes. The game will start playing the cutscenes weird from here on out. Not the boss cutscenes, but the door cutscenes. There's door cutscenes every time you finish a level, and it adds the pages you get onto the boss, or yeah, the boss door counter, I guess. So on the top you see it says 8, right? Every time you finish a level, it's supposed to play a cutscene. Where, you know, if you get 4 letter or 4 pages, there's 4 pages that get reduced. Or whatever, but that essentially breaks after quitting the second time, for some reason. You'll see it in the next sub. So for a boss fight, Mittens. It's pretty much an auto-scroller, honestly. There's a few things that you can do to optimize the fight, but overall it's not really super optimizable. I'm not sure if optimizable is a word, but it now is. This game has a bunch of invisible walls for no reason. And you can use those to get out of bounds. It's pretty epic. It doesn't save time, honestly, in this level. It saves time in a different boss fight, but not in this one. This one's just for swag points. Whoa. So the idea is that you have to send back the tiki heads to him. And the speed the heads travel, it's I think based on the speed you're moving before hitting the heads. I'm actually not sure, but that's what the community has been saying, so that's what I'm gonna mention. Alright, and that's Mittens. It's not the worst I've won, honestly. I've had worse. Alright, so we go into Hub 2 now. Hub 2 is probably one of the hardest hubs in the run, if not the hardest. But there's 2 levels that are pretty cycle heavy. But yeah, before entering the first level, we're actually gonna visit our first sub-area. Sub-areas... There's 2 types of sub-areas. There's puzzle and ball areas. Ball levels are the ones that you'll see first, and it's the ones that actually suck a lot. But yeah, why do we do this? Because not all boss fights require 8 pages. Some of them require more, some of them require less to open. In this case, it requires more. It requires 10 pages. And since each main level has only 4, then we need a fast way of getting 2 pages, and this is by doing sub-areas. Each sub-area has 1. So yeah. All levels you're supposed to collect all the coins, and then you win. But they suck a lot, because if you miss 1 coin, you have to go back. It loses so much. And it's super annoying. But that went pretty well, so it's good. The second sub-area is a lot worse.
Herbal chew.
Alright. So something weird is going to happen here. See, I got 1 page, so 1 gets removed. But the cutscene just dupes. It plays twice for some reason. And then after that, there's no more cutscenes. Door cutscenes anyway. I don't know why. I don't know what exactly causes that to happen. I only know it's related to quitting the game the second time on the first hub. This is Piggy Peril. Welcome to one of the laggiest levels in the game. And one of the most crash-prone levels. I've crashed in this level so many times for no reason. I already went past one of the crash spots, thankfully, and it didn't happen, but there's still another one that I have to avoid. Get the secret page there. This level is entirely based on a cycle of one of the letters, namely the K. The K cycle is the one that matters. The idea of this area is that you have to get all these color coins under a certain amount of time. To get a letter or a reward anyway. It's not always a letter. Alright, I got past the other crash spot and it didn't happen. Thankfully. It hasn't happened recently, at least, which is nice. You just home into the different direction and then get sent here. The camera can get glitchy there. It's happened once or twice before, and it's really silly. I don't know why it happens. But yeah, good level. That's pretty much how that level's supposed to go. Version differences. So I'm playing on the Microsoft Store version because it's the fastest version. So sadly, version differences on PC do matter because of the tweeting strat. The lowest version is the Epic Store because the client just puts up so slow. And then second is Steam. The Xbox or the Microsoft Store version just puts up immediately, so it has that advantage going for it. The differences can be astronomical too. Alright, so this is a very cycle heavy level. Ripe rollers. There's a cycle at the end that's pretty tricky to catch. I'm gonna be trying to get it, but yeah. No promises. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright. Got pretty much what I wanted there. We'll see if that's enough to catch the cycle, though. It probably won't be enough, saying how this is going. Yeah, maybe. Okay, I did catch it, nice. Sweet. That's like the first time in a while that I've caught that. You can damage obvious through those big rocks if you're doing it from the air. It's not too hard to do. And we finished the level. Pretty good level. But there's something that can go wrong here. And it didn't go wrong. Sometimes you can slide off that wall and then you lose like 3 or 4 seconds. It's super bad, but got it well that run, or this run. So we're out of there alive. Pretty good level. For once I can say that in Ripe Rollers. Alright, so again the cutscene will not play, so I can go immediately to the next sub area. I only need one more page in this hub. So we go to this garbage. I'm actually gonna try and focus here because I've been messing it up a lot lately, so just gonna get the pages on, or the coins and stuff. You can see the layout is a lot more complex than the first one, and they only get worse. Thankfully, in 80% we only have to do this too. Alright, that was pretty darn strong. Some of the ones towards the end of the game are pretty ridiculous. Oh nice, actually golded. Alright, this run's pretty solid. All things considered, because the first level was pretty bad, but everything else has been pretty strong. Alright, so we have enough pages to open the boss now. So that's what we're gonna do. Go into Tess. Hey, Tess! So this is Tess. I won't say it's an auto-scroller, because there's a few things that you can do to speed up the fight. I'll bring those up whenever they come around, but other than that, it's pretty much an auto-scroller. The idea is you have to hit these levers, kind of thing, to hit Tess. The first cycle that you can optimize is by hitting the enemies as fast as possible here. That makes Tess come forward immediately as I kill them, instead of having to wait for like 5 seconds. More levers to hit. This time, she's also gonna spawn some enemies, but it actually doesn't matter if I hit them as fast as possible or not. Obviously, I wanna hit them as fast as possible because it's fast, but she'll come forward immediately after you kill them anyway. I don't know why is that different from the first one, but yeah, it's just this. And the last cycle you can speed up is this one. You have to hit the levers as fast as you can. And I already messed up. So I'm not gonna get the cycle because I fell off. So sadly I'm gonna lose like 3 seconds or so, or 4. I fell off, which is something that never happens, but what can you do? Seconds. Alright, that's still that was still a decent hop too. So I'm not gonna complain. Alright. We get introduced to Lieutenant Fluff and stuff, and General Buttons. This is probably my favorite boss fight character in the game because they're freaking silly and I love them. I just love them because General Buttons tries to act serious, but like, just can't. So the character of the, or the nature of the game. So I just find that hilarious. Alright. We go to another sub-area, but this time it's not a puzzle or not a ball level. Instead it's a puzzle level. But using bunk hopping we can skip it entirely pretty much. Alright. So I continue to play twice again. It does that in every hop. Alright, we go into ladder match of the mine now. This is the hardest level in the run, easy. No contest. Most of the cycles in this game are local cycles, so they start when you enter the level, but it's not the case in this level. In this level the cycles are global, which means they're working from the like from power on, essentially. You boot up the game and the cycles in this level are working, which makes this level extremely hard because you have to adapt to cycles. So far I have adapted pretty well, even though I got a pair of not great cycles. Not great there. Alright, nice. That went pretty well besides the beginning of that area. Trick you can do there, you have to go neutral on the stick. Alright, nice bonk hop. And we're up, going up. I'm trying to focus really hard because this level, as I mentioned, is really, really tricky. Bonk hop up there. Good. Nice. That was really clean. Yeah, the coin rate is also super tight. You end the level with very close to 300. Like, there's no more coins from here on out. That was perfect. That was, like, pretty close to perfect ladder match of the mind. Yeah, that's a huge gold. God damn. Alright, now we enter another puzzle area. Puzzle level. Now we can skip. And I hit the dialogue. That's not what you want to see. So that's what happens when you touch the floor before getting the page. Trigger this one dialogue, loses like 4 seconds. Or 3 in this case, I guess. It's a dumb mistake to do, but what can you do? Sometimes dumb mistakes can just happen. Alright, this is not the last auto runner. This one's a lot trickier to do, and you actually can speed a lot of this one out using these conveyor belts to your advantage. Sliding downhill is really fast, so you want to optimize that as much as you can. And sliding uphill is not fast, so we don't do it. Yes, sliding downhill. That wasn't great, but whatever. That's fine. This level's pretty short in general. It's pretty close to the end of the level. As I mentioned earlier, way earlier, if you miss a coin in this level, it's like over. Well, you can miss regular coins, but the big ones, no, you cannot. Like, if you miss this diamond, it's over, pretty much. The coin route for that level is really tight. Alright. We're on to Lieutenant Fluff and Stuff and General Buttons. So this boss, it used to be the longest boss in the run, hands down, but now it's been broken to hell. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do in this level. I'll try to explain it to the best of my capabilities, but a lot of it is just it works because it works, I guess, because the game just works. I love them. They're a fantastic character, honestly. Alright, so I mentioned that there's invisible walls everywhere. Well, for some reason they put invisible walls here. And you can use that to get all the way up there. And to get over here. So the idea of this fight is that you have to dodge a billion things. And then hit the cannonballs. So for example, it's lasers, you're supposed to be there dodging. Fluff and Stuff was also trying to bounce on you, so you were supposed to be dodging that, but you can come here and wait. And this is where the magic happens. So now that the thing, that phase is done, I'm mashing. And you hit him twice. You also have to hit the last enemy with a bomb for this to work. Which is very interesting. And now we essentially skipped a phase. We get all the way up here again, if we can, and then go all the way back here. And we have skipped a phase. This doesn't work otherwise. Like, the only way of doing it is like that. Because, I don't know, video games. That's my only reasoning, really. So right now there's supposed to be a laser. My camera's stuck, so I cannot show it. But there's supposed to be a laser phase, and so I'm just mashing until I get a bomb. And there we go. That's it. You break this fight really, really hard. This fight is supposed to be a minute longer around, but yeah. Pretty good fight. Probably be saving a second or so to my PE. Yeah, a little bit less. And we're on to what? Warp 4. Warp 4. I also run Crash Bandicoot, so yeah. That's why I started Warp. Just the usual. This is Lady M. This is the DLC Homeworld. So this one in Super Lucky Still you have to buy it. But yeah, since this is a DLC Homeworld, you only need 6 pages, so we'll only be doing a single level here. But the level that we'll be doing is 3 cannons, and it's a very difficult level. But first we do 2 sub-areas, so we do 2 puzzle levels, and then we do 3 cannons. Good. Oh yeah, the cutscene again, plays twice. And then it doesn't play again after I finish a level. Because video game is very good, and we totally know how it works. Alright. This is the last sub area in the run. After this, we just do levels and boss fights. Three Cannons. Three Cannons has a very tricky cycle at the beginning, and that's just kinda sometimes RNG, I swear. Why do I say RNG? Because you have to get a double hit on some barrels, and that's super finicky, and sometimes it just doesn't work. Like, I have a more or less setup for it, but it's not 100% consistent. Pretty good beginning. Help. Oh, okay. So you can get the gem through the wall. Lucky's tail hitbox is really big, so it allows you to do that kind of stuff. I'll actually use it for a letter as well. Let's see if that gets it. Oh, I actually did get it, okay. I didn't think it was going to work, but it worked just fine. You can get this ladder through the floor. It's the same principle. Lucky's tail hitbox is really huge. It's funny how that's not useful anywhere else in the run. It's just in this level, really. Alright, there's a glitch that can happen pretty soon. So the camera can get tricky after exiting this area, and it can cost you a lot of time. Hopefully it won't happen this time, but yeah, it's pretty common. I just waited there. It didn't happen, I got hit and I didn't want to risk getting it, so just waited. So it's theorized that if you go or get out of there as fast as you can after getting the page, it doesn't happen, but since I got hit, I was just waiting for a little bit, so it wouldn't happen. Pretty good level though, besides getting hit in that area. There's still some strats that you can do in this part right here. Particularly getting that cannon to hit that one on the top or left, but didn't get it. That's fine. It's like a 2-second time save, so that's fine. And goodbye, general buttons and fluff and stuff again. We defeat them twice. That was a pretty solid level, regardless. Alright, now we go to the fourth boss fight of the run. Lady M. Lady M is an auto-scroller. There's actually nothing to this fight. I'd say casually it's probably one of the harder fights in the game, because there's a bunch of laser spam and stuff that you have to dodge. But there's no way of speeding up this fight, at least not yet. Another fun fact about this fight is that this fight has the only spot in the game that I know of that you can die instantly. So when you go out of bounds and when you fall into water, lava and stuff like that, I'm not even sure if there's that in this game, I don't think so. But yeah, if you fall into a hole, you get spawned at the checkpoint, but it doesn't outright kill you. Like, you don't lose alive. Well, if you go try to bunk up there, there's a kill plane in the ceiling that just kills you. Like, it doesn't spawn you back in the field, it kills you. Which is super weird, and again, that's a thing I think that's just, it's just exclusive to that one part of the of the game. I got hit. Ooh, I'm doing stuff scary. So, enemies give you, like, when she spawns enemies, they give you back your health. So, even though I got hit, there's not much to worry about. At least not in this fight. There's stuff to worry about in the last final boss, because the final boss, the enemies don't actually give you health. So if you get hit, it's actually like 300 beats per minute. Freaking beats per minute. I mean, your heart rate just goes up massively. Yeah, second phase, there's just more stuff to dodge, pretty much. But nothing super hard. The third phase is where it's at. Third phase is... There's just so much stuff on the screen that you have to dodge for no reason. Funny enough, while these lasers are going on, you can just jump on this sticky head. Or on whatever sticky head, honestly, and you just don't get hit. Great feature. Starts flying. But yeah, now it becomes a laser spam. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be bunk hopping low. Why low? Because I mentioned there was a kill plane if you go up too high. So I don't wanna hit that trigger. Alright, goodbye, Lady M. And that's it for Hub 4. It's a pretty short hub. Alright. Last hub of the run. So we only actually need 4 pages in this hub. So we'll be getting 2. We only need to do 2 levels. These 2 levels are mandatory, at least for now. Because you need to ride a train to take you to a different area. And you can only get a ticket to a train by doing the first level. So you have to do the first level and the second level. The second level is just a train. That's a train. Alright, enter Carnival Court. This is a trick level. It's actually trickier than what it seems. There's a few things that go to it. It's the second 3D level that we do. Second and last one. Most of them are just 2D levels, you've noticed before. But yeah. There's a way of skipping this cutscene, but I actually don't think it's faster. And it's pretty easy to mess up, so I just trigger the cutscene. If it's faster, it's like maybe a second at most. And getting the animation skip, yep. So if you land on the last of those bumper cars without diving and stuff, you trigger the animation, like Lucky Celebration animation early, which saves like around 2 seconds or so. Alright. You can bunk hop all the way up here. Hit that. And hit this. Yeah, the idea of this is just to collect 3 tickets. 3 tickets is enough to open the main page. And that's apparently a ticket for the train, so that's all you need. So we do the fastest ones. And the other page we do here is collecting the 300 coins. Pretty good area, actually. That's all 3 we need. And all coins that we need too. 306. I generally have a lot more than that. But that's fine. As long as we have 300. And goodbye. That's pretty strong. It's a good level. Maybe gold too on my splits. Yep, actually I golded. Not bad. Can actually 53 with this in theory. Which would be sick, but I'm not hoping for a 53. Anyway, there's a cutscene skip that you can do. Or not a cutscene, but dialogue skip, I guess. Oh. I'm not sure how I didn't trigger it. So there's a very small area that you can go in between and not trigger the dialogue from a ghost. It saves around 2 seconds. So this is Strain. I already messed up, great. So RIP 53 probably. The cycles are pretty heavy in this level, more than it seems. So missing this one cycle is really bad, unfortunately. And like bunking makes a lot of a difference in this level. So yeah. You can get this page unintended from that side. It was discovered recently, I don't know why we didn't think about that earlier, but yeah. It's pretty much for train, it's a very short level. Alright, so now we have the big thing, we have Huntingham skip. I'm gonna focus first and then I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna explain it. So you're supposed to do 4 levels instead of 2, but yeah, I'm gonna skip the other 2. So I was doing something called neutral bunk hopping. I'll explain what it is in just a second. Yeah, well, I got it, but probably RIP 53, because that wasn't very good. Trying to do a cutscene skip right there. But yeah, I was starting to do something called neutral bunk hopping. Neutral bunk hopping is essentially letting go of the analog stick once Lucky hits a wall. I do that because that wall that I was trying to bunk hop up, the first one, is not exactly 90 degrees, but it's like it has some slopes, right? So if you just neutral or normal bunk hop, like holding the analog stick towards the wall, you will slide off and you will fall off. But by doing neutral bunk hop, it gets you more distance between Lucky and the wall, so you can yeah, hit like bunk instead of sliding. But yeah, neutral bunk hopping. I have a tutorial on how to do the escape in my... or in the guides of the game. So this is Jinx, this is the last boss. It's a pretty hard boss, honestly. Like, when I played this game casually, I died multiple times in it. And yeah, textures are like kinda dumb because I'm playing on low quality because the PC I'm using isn't particularly amazing. It's good to run games like this, but it runs them at low settings. That's why the resolution also looks kinda weird. But yeah. This is a actually kinda tricky fight. So my splits call it Hack 1. It's Hack 1, Banjo-Tooie's final boss is really hard to casually. Even speedrunning wise is also super hard. The one thing that you can do here is the dive chains right there. So by holding the dive button after hitting Jinx, you can chain dives. And if you do it correctly, you can get all 3 hits immediately, pretty much. Other than that, there's not much to this fight. It's a lot of dodging and stuff. The fight is very long. It's like 4.5 minutes long. So yeah. I mean, obviously it doesn't come close to the 5.5 minutes that Banjo-Tooie's final boss is, but yeah. Or even close to the like 14 or 15 minute boss that DK64 has. So it's like half of the run even in 8%, it's kinda hilarious. I hit the wrong enemy, but that's fine I guess. You have to hit those enemies as fast as possible because then you can hit Jinx. Again, doing chain dives right there. And getting back to the level. There's so much spam in this fight. He just throws so much stuff at you that you have to dodge. Alright, this last phase is the shortest one out of the 3. Alright, but this is the hardest part of the fight, in my opinion. Getting all these chain dice is pretty tricky, and that was pretty much perfect. So, I'll actually maybe be getting a 53, who knows. I need to gold the fight pretty much for that to happen. Ha, 53, 59, amazing. Well, that's epic. First of all, I was not expecting to PV for this GDQ submission. Like, I basically just started doing it today. So that's very epic. 53, 59. This was a very good run. It had a few mistakes, but overall it was really solid. Like, the first level wasn't really good, but I messed up tests, I messed up a puzzle level. That's pretty much it, honestly. The rest of the run was pretty darn solid. That's gonna suck to go against. But yeah, 53, 59, that's really good. And yeah, submission for GDQ. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, hopefully this game will get in. It's a very cool game, and it's starting to get a lot of development, and a lot of people are having interested in running the game, so hopefully by getting a raise and stuff we can do a very cool showcase of the game. And yeah, again, thanks a lot for watching. I'll just be letting show the credits and whatnot. And then I'll stop the recording.
The construction to restore Sky Castle is underway. Jinx and the kitty litter are safely behind bars, and as Lucky's older sister, I couldn't be more proud of my little brother. But if Lucky wants to earn his own sigil and become a guardian, then he'll have to complete a series of tests we call the Guardian Trials. I've assembled my team to test him, mind, body, and spirit. Chip is my second in command and keeps everyone on their toes. Anna Lid is more than just a bookworm. She is a strategic mastermind. And finally, there's the penultimate warrior, one of Restful Retreat's greatest Yeti fighters. His resilience and endurance are legendary. It won't be easy, but Lucky is a Swifttail. He was born for this. Go get him, little brother. Show this team you've got what it takes to be a real guardian.